Hi everybody, this is the presentation that Almira Labs is doing for the EEVC Contest 2010. Almira Labs is a software development company for the telecom industry. We are placed in Madrid, Spain. We are here because it's a very attractive market to be in. There's a lot of attention from media and consumers, and it's one of the fastest growth domains in the industry. We've been here for many years now. The problem with this industry is that monetizing the investment is getting increasingly harder. If you go to the graphic on your left, you can see that the usage, the use that the customers are doing from the infrastructures has been growing for a long time and will be growing exponentially in the next future. But if you go to the right, then what you can see is that getting revenues from these huge investments is getting increasingly harder. Why? Because there are low tariffs, strong competition, prices are going down, there are bundlings and offers. So it's getting increasingly harder, as I said, to get new revenues. There is a consensus in the industry that the new revenues in this sector will come from software. But then if we think about software, we immediately go to think about the smartphones. Smartphones have been a huge success, mostly because of the software they have in. So they have demonstrated in people that they can do really, really useful things with their mobile devices. And they've created a hunger for services. People are looking every day for new services that they can work with. So this creates this strange relationship between operators that have to heavily invest in the new infrastructures for 4G and the device manufacturers that are getting most of the money that these networks are producing because of the software. Anyhow, at Almira Labs, we don't think that it's really a smartphones world. If you think about the reality, the real numbers of the market, you can see that there are around 4 billion devices in the world, 4 billion mobile devices. And right now, only about 20% of them are smartphones. The predictions from the GSMA say that there will be 30% for 2020 at the most. And you can see spectacular numbers on your left, like the Apple growth in the last quarter, with a 91% of growth year to year. But still, Apple aspiration is to have a 10% of the share market of the handset sales for 2011. So the message here is that, yes, there's a lot of smartphones, they are growing a lot, they're doing very nice things, but there's still a lot of people that doesn't have smartphones and will never have access, and there's still a huge number of people that need services and they cannot have it because they don't have a smartphone. This is from the point of view of customers, but from the point of view of developers, because this is a very important point. We said that the success of the smartphones comes mainly from the fact that the software that runs in makes them really attractive. So when I'm a developer, I'm going to face the task of creating an application for a smartphone. What I face is a strong market fragmentation. I can create the application for the iPhone, I can create the application for the Android, for the iPad, for Windows Phone. This is the 6% in violet color that will grow to about 20% this year. So I need to make a decision as a developer. Do I go for all devices? Do I just go for one? If I go for all, then it's a ruin because I cannot have 10 different versions of the same software. Maintaining that is impossible. And then if I go to just one device, then my market will be very limited. It is so limited that, yes, there are some huge successes like the Angry Birds we all know about. But these people probably have become millionaires by now. But the rest of the developers, you know, there's a lot of, there's about 300,000 applications in the App Store. So it's very difficult to get the attention of the consumers. It's very difficult to monetize these applications. Many just do an average business and most fail because they don't get enough downloads. So there are facts in this industry. It looks really, really good from the outside, but there are still some places to be covered. The strong fragmentation in the devices will never be solved. This is a reality. There will never be a unique API that works in all devices. This is absolutely impossible. political wars will make it impossible, and there's no enough interest in the device manufacturers to do so. This means that the digital divide in the market is getting higher between people with smartphones and people who will never have access to smartphones. And still, although the smartphone market is very lucrative, it's still limited at about 30%. Let's say that the analysts are wrong and the GSMA is wrong, and the smartphones will be a huge piece of the market. They will go about 50, 60, 70%. Still, at Almira Labs, we think that we have the right technology to cover the 100% of the market. So I'm not going to settle down for 30 or for 50%. I want to go for the whole of the market and beyond, because I can create services that work the same for any mobile device and as well for any fixed line. So my market is still huge. It's bigger than anyone else. So our idea is that we are going to create services for everyone, services that everybody can use regardless of their device or their wealth, power, the money they have to buy things. Our alternative is called a network application store. We do the services on the intelligent network. It's just a single development. It's a common place where all devices can access in the same way. So there's no limitation in the customers that can access to the services we create. There are no downloads or technical tricks. So there's no need to be a computer literate person to use our services. You just phone a number, use the service. It's very useful. It's very easy to use. It's very cheap, and so it is available to anyone. From the developer's point of view, we offer a very simple API, Java-based. So now Java plain developers can work with us to creating services, and there's a huge base of this kind of programmers. There's no need to specialize anymore in C# or any particular language. So with this technology, people can create very complex and very compelling telco services in a small number of weeks. To face the market with this idea, we set centers for services in hosted environments, mainly in the cloud. We have some examples in Amazon Web Services that work quite well. So there's no need for an upfront investment from operators or corporations to have nice telco services. We just host it for them. We offer them the hosted services, and therefore, they can start using them right now. So the idea is that as a philosophy of the company, we are against the digital divide, we are against the fragmentation in the devices, and we like to say we bring the democracy to the mobile services world. This is what it looks like. Sorry that it's in Spanish, the English version is coming right now, but it's just a typical application store, but as I said, available to anyone with any device. But there's much more to that idea, is that our telco functionalities, the ones that we create or other developers create with our technology, are offered as web snippets. So what this allows is that people that are regular web page creators can now invoke our APIs in the shape of buttons, in the shape of code snippets, and they can do telco functionalities from a normal web page. As an example, a button that saves your voice from the PC microphone and makes a call to all your group of friends and gives them the message in your voice. But as well, services are exposed as web services. So this means that integrating from device-centric applications is really easy. So I can create services that work for every device. They are in the network, but then as well, I can, on top of that, create an application for a certain device like the iPhone. So the iPhone is the initiator of the service. I can give iPhone users a better user experience than the regular experience for the rest of the customers. So this is the idea. I can address the whole market. I can create services for all. This is not a concept, it's not an idea, it's a reality. Vodafone Spain has created a program called Vodafone Business Place. It's like a store. They are using our technology to upload services. We are launching with them this week a service called Voice to Email. It will be hosted in our premises. Vodafone will offer it to their sales floor and to customers through the point of sales. The service will be priced at €1 per month, and the revenue sharing is that we get the 80% of the incomes, the Vodafone gets the 80%. It's a very healthy win-win relationship because we do all the technical effort. This is what we are good at, and Vodafone just markets it to the customers. So that's what they are good at. So it's a good, healthy relationship. There's another 20 services created by Almira Labs on the pipeline that will be launched in the coming months. So the result is that we've created innovation in services in the operator at a very low risk because there are no upfront investment or anything else. How it works, just some rough numbers on the business. Think that the hosted environment where we can put our services to work and to run can cost at the most about 5,000 euros per month. And they can host as many as 50 applications. Just a small example, this voice-to-email application we were talking about with Vodafone, if we get to 40,000 users, then we'll have about 32,000 euros per month. If we get 15,000, as low as 15,000, we'll be getting 12,000 euros per month. So with a small number of users, this system will be profitable by just one service. But if now you multiply by 20 or by 50 applications that can be run in the same environment, imagine the potential of incomes we have there if some of the 20 to 50 services have success. Now multiply this by as many times as you like. If we replicate these system installations all over the world, if we can place one in the United States, another one in Latin America, another one in Europe. We can access to a big customer base all over the world. And so the potential of this business is absolutely huge. We have identified two main sales channels for this technology, for these products. The obvious one is the operators. They are very interested in this kind of services because no upfront investment, low risk, a lot of innovation. As we said, we are working with Vodafone Spain as well with BT, both here in Spain and in the UK. With Telefonica, we are starting activities in January 2011. We have very good chances in Turkey with operators like Avea or Turkcell. It's a very interesting market. And as well, we are starting a project in the United States in January 2011 with Netscale, which is an integrator there in Miami. The hottest thing right now we have is Codetel, is the Claro, this Mr. Slim America Mobile brand in the Dominican Republic, and it's starting right now at the end of the year. But as well, we've identified that these services can as well be used directly by corporations. The names you see below are quite important in Spain, probably not too well known in Europe, but El Corte Inglés is the biggest retailer in Spain. There's La Caixa, which is a big bank. Marca is the best or the most read newspaper in Spain. So we can offer them the services as well. So there's a lot of scalability because we can offer them to different channels. Okay, what we've done until now, we have completed our seed stage. We had the venture capitalist investment of 1 million euros. We got as well money from the Spanish government. With all this money, we've created the technology, we've created the products, the team. Everything is ready now. So we are in the verge of the international expansion. We want, as I said before, to replicate this successful model, creating hosted services environments all over the world. In places like US, Canada, Argentina, Turkey, where we already have opportunities, but many others as well. We are looking for about 3 million euros. We have secured an investment of about 1 million euros right now by ourselves. So we just need a VC that wants to come with us in this challenge. My final slide is just the offer to the venture capitalists interested in Almira Labs. So what we offer is proven technology. Products are ready for sales. There's no need for crossing the chasm again, for getting the technology done, getting the products done, getting the early adopters, getting the customers. Everything is in place now. The sales model is proven. We have proven that it's scalable worldwide just by replicating these hosted services. There's a very good hint from TechCrunch that says that this is a very hot market right now, as you can read below. There's simply no doubt that the future of voice and messaging is with companies innovating at the application layer. This is where Almira Labs is. You can compare us with companies like Twilio, which has already received a very nice round B of investment, so we are in the same position. So the message for you is that your money will be invested directly in growth, in expansioning, and getting a lot of new revenues over the existing products. Almira Labs is on the verge of the huge expansion, and if you like the idea, your time to bet on us is now. We need the money to do this explosion, so we would be very glad to have you on board. Thank you very much for your time, and hope you like the presentation.